Hello and welcome to One Man's Collection. Today I am looking at a new magazine collection that has just been released here in Australia. Obviously first issue $6.99 is going to be the cheapest. This is the Racing Bikes collection. I'm not yet sold on buying all of them. Definitely buying a Mick Doohan's Honda NSR 500. But I will take a quick look, see what you get. Also go through some of my other collection of bikes just to give a bit of a back reference of what I have picked up over the years. Well stuck down. IXO collection. I picked up a lot of Miasto, so I'm not sure how to pronounce that, over the years, and to be honest, I bought some 30 years ago. I'll show that once we get this off. Honestly, I think we'll just take it out of the plastic would be the easiest way. There's no easy way to do this, so we'll give it a bit of a slice. What do you reckon, down there? Feels like the magazine's got its own cardboard as well. Okay, it's got extra stuff. Yep, own cardboard in there. I will go through the magazine in a moment, but we'll take a quick look before we go through this particular collection. Let's have a look at the back of the card. Alright, essential new collection for all fans of motorcycle racing. Yeah, I like the idea of a few of these, and I think I'd like to get the Australian one. So we've got the Mick Doohan one now. There is Casey Stoner, but there's also I think the fifth one is a Australian as well. So 1, 3, and 5 minimum. Valentino Rossi has made it to the newsagents. So my wife was able to get that because she was actually the one who picked this up for me. Decided to hold off. I do have other Rossi older motorcycles in my collection as well, on the slot car side of stuff. Slot bike, if you want to call it that. All right. I'm not going to read everything that's there, but exclusive collection brings the greatest moments from MotoGP and Superbike series directly to your hands with precision engineering 1/18 scale die-cast models that capture every curve, contour, and detail of the legendary machines. It showcases iconic models from Honda, Yamaha, Ducati, and other championship-winning marquees. Yeah, cool. Collect them all? Yeah, don't know. Not sold on it yet. For someone who has so many issues. Regular prices would be $24.99 Australian dollars. So in today's rate, that's probably around the 17, 18 US dollars per issue. At $25, essentially, I know I can get some of the Miasto 1/18 scale models cheaper than that at my local stores. Some, not all, but they won't necessarily be all these racing bikes. So let's have a quick look at this. There is a racingbikecollection.com.au. This is not sponsored. I wish. You can send them to me and I'll review them. All right. Featured pack magazine for true enthusiasts. Yep. Riders and bikes racing. So it'd be nice if they had the riders on them in their outfits with helmet and stuff. Oh yeah, that'd make them stand out. Be too difficult though. Engineering perfection in the palm of your hand. Yeah. All right, so number 2 is Rossi 3 a Stoner. I'd like that. Oh no, Lawson is 5. I'll have to see who. I thought there was another Australian coming up after there. But we'll keep an eye out on that. Stoner. I do have a Casey Stoner bike already. All right, so free gift. Yeah, it's not free. You're actually paying extra for this. Oh, right. No, you're not necessarily if you're buying just the ordinary subscription. You're just locking it in. Okay. Worth $150. Worth? Eh. So you've got Valentino Rossi's doing a wheelie. You've got Marc Marquez leaning. That actually looks pretty cool. He's leaning right over. And Lorenzo also doing the same thing. And you also get a Phillip Island circuit shape. I don't know what you call that. Stand thing. That's pretty cool. Exclusive upgrade premium. Looks like you get the actual truck stuff. When I say truck, I've already got a Ducati racing truck, 132 scale. 118 would be awesome, but that's not going to be massive. There we go. So Rossi, Stoner, Bagnalia. Oh, how do you pronounce his name? And Eddie Lawson. Yeah, cool. I am a big fan of these. I did go to some of the MotoGP down at Phillip Island. Rode my bike down. All right, let's have a look at this. Before we open up the model, take a look. Mick Doohan's Honda NSR 500. Yeah, he was pretty dominant too. 5 years of dominance. Oh, there you go. That's what I just said. I'm not going to read everything in high detail, but Doohan's N1 NSR 500 done in the iconic factory team livery, Honda official team sponsor, changed after the 1993 season from Rothmans to Repsol. Is that because of the cigarette advertising ban probably started coming in effect? 500cc World Championship titles, 94 to 95, 96, 97 and 98. Yeah, it did really well. GP victories from Hungaroring in 1990 to the Argentine GP in 98, always riding Honda NSR 500. If you're winning that well, why would you change? Doohan wasn't only a dominant racer, he was also a master of qualifying sessions. During the 1995 season, he took 9 pole positions out of a possible 13. That's doing really well. Wow, look at 95. Pole, all these Doohans. Yep. Winner, Doohan, Beatty. Pew, how to pronounce that? Beatty, there's Daryl Beatty. He was Australian too, wasn't he? Can't remember, I think so. Doohan, Calderlora, Doohan, Creville. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Daryl Beatty. Wow. Them were the days. And I was totally into this back in those days. I think in the 90s, I was already riding bikes. I had a ZZR 1100, had a GSXR 1100, GSX 250, CB 100, among other things. Nice looking bike. That actually looks like the model rather than, yeah, I think that's the model rather than an actual picture. This one, the 95 season. After the dominant 94 season, both the motor racing public and his opponents expected something special from Mick Doohan in 95, and he delivered. Malaysian Grand Prix, from left to right, Suzuki rider Daryl Beatty of Australia. Yeah, I thought he was. Stands with Honda rider Mick Doohan and Alex Creville of Spain. After the 500cc race at the Malaysian Grand Prix at the Shah Alam circuit in Malaysia. Doohan finished first, Beatty was second, and Creville was third. There you go. You just see the advertising there. Cigarette advertising was still in effect those days. More racing story. Yep, very cool. I'm not going to dwell on all those. You'll have to pause and read that if you want to. And Phillip Island. I have been there. I stood somewhere up in here, pouring rain, in about the 98, 99 superbike that had actually got cancelled after us riding all the way down there, doing a few laps. Over the last 30 years, Phillip Island has become one of the motorcycles world's most eagerly anticipated races, becoming the theatre of many crucial victories for Australian riders, such as Troy Corser. Do have a motorcycle here. Do I have the Corsa bike? Oh no, wait, I've got a Bayless bike. I thought I had a Troy Corsa bike somewhere. Oh yeah, and larger. 1/6 scale, I think. Yes, I'm into bikes. Mick Doohan in '98 and Casey Stoner in 2012. Right. Second issue being Valentino Rossi in the Petronas livery. I think I have him in a Repsol livery motorcycle as well. All right, going to actually open this, and let's go on to this one here. Gonna have to take it out of its packaging. Actually see the other bikes I've got in the background. I'll show those in comparison to these. And what's on the back? Official licensing product. That's it. So it does say it's a IXO collections. I'm getting that with the. I'm going to get this out. Australian car collection. Actually, how are we going to get this out? I don't want to muck up. It doesn't actually look like it's got its own box. So I'm just going to do a quick run down there. When I say own box, own plastic box, looks like it's going to be exposed on the plastic. And it's not going to be easy to get out. Come on. There we go. Let's get rid of all this. File it on the ground there for later. Same with the bubble wrap stuff. Got a bit of cardboard cut there now. Actually, this looks really good. I like this. So let's bring this up closer. It's got some decent detail. I've got the Honda NSR 500 Mick Doohan. Got a clear stand for the front and rear wheels, not just the screw in the middle. That's actually pretty good. On the back. Got the exhaust pipes on this side, obviously. Very clean, very nice, detailed. Yep. Can't tell if the, oh yeah, handlebars will move. Yep. So very similar to the other 118s that you can collect. So I've got, I've got to remember whose bike this is. Zaus, is it? Xaus. Number 11, the filler. Now I've got these. I think this is a Maisto from memory. Maybe. So as far as detail in this bike, you got a little bit more plastic infill there. We do have the mounting screw that can go there. So this is, I don't even know how much these are costing now. Bayless, I think it is. Number 12, Ducati, same sort of, that's actually probably not too bad. Bit dusty in there. But if you compare this, stands off. Well, it would be nice if they had a stand like that. But I guess that belongs to a different maker of these particular bikes. So, coming back to the detail on this thing, yeah, you can actually see inside. We do have probably a little more detail. That's good. I think I just hit the camera, didn't I? Okay. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily go through all of these. I may pick up some of the other Australian ones. I'm not going to pick up all of them. I'm not sure if we're going to get a BT one or who else we have. These are some of my others that I've picked up over time. This is definitely a Maisto one. And these are the ones I think you can get for about, I don't know, under $10 or even, if you can get this one, would be awesome. This is probably out of stock now. But they're about $14.95 in stores. ZX9 that I've been able to purchase probably 30 years ago, 25 years ago. It would have been about in sometime in the 90s. An NR as well. Not a lot to that one. It's a Maestro as well. Yesto. And a 996 that I've been able to pick up through there at the time. So having a look at some of these others in comparison, this has got pretty good detail. It's got a spring in there, but I wouldn't be doing that with this particular model. Let's get you out of the way. Whether I collect all of them, I can't yet justify. This YouTube channel is only still young and doesn't earn any revenue money. I do have the Maestro. I should be able to get that one. There we go. Casey Stoner, limited edition, 2007 MotoGP champion. Still in box, but my box has been roughed up. Unfortunately, it didn't do too well. It's actually box 14, 15,000. Unfortunately, when I moved state, that got mucked up, but it's got a nice silver. Let's see if I can run that in. Nice silver mount with all the detail. It may end up being opened. I'm not necessarily keeping it for preservation to sell. I like to keep these things. That's why I open these. So, look, my motorbike collection, I can't see myself buying all of these. They do look good. Look, if IXO Collections wants to sponsor me to show them off, 100% I'll do that. But I may be very selective of which ones I get. But that's the Honda NSR 500 Mick Doohan. I think it's actually really nice. I think it's definitely happy that that is the $6.99 version. I've only purchased one and only plan to open one. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below if you think I should keep an eye out for any particular other models, or you know some that are coming. Might have to go and look at that website myself. Have a great day. Cheers.